And that is the very important thing. And then number two, we must make sure that f of x is in exponential form or exp form, exponential form. Those are the basic things we need to know. So you cannot derivate a function while you have a function in the denominator, except if you use quotient rule. So if you apply quotient rule, then you can have product and division of functions. But if you wanted to deal with one function individually, make sure it is in what is it, in exponential form. And again, you must have uh, you must have let's say sum or difference of let's say functions. They must have sum or difference of functions, which means it's addition or subtractions of functions. So sum or difference of functions, that's what you need to recall. So I'm going there. So again, there's a rule that you need to recall, which is the first principle. So must recall first principle. So this rule, when we have f of x with derivative of x, it will be, so let me use y. If let's say we had y, we will have dy over dx, which is going to be equals to. Therefore, the function that you have, you must make sure you substitute x plus h and subtract f of x. So subtract the function and all in all divide by h. This is equals to, so I'm forgetting our limit, and then when h approaches 0. So limit of a function when h approaches 0, and then for a function that we're derivating, which is you substitute x where there's x plus h where there's x, and subtract the function f of x all divided by h. So this is the function or the rule that you need to use when you do some differentiation. I think maybe even before I go to the other rules, I'll just want to take one example. One example. So we'll take one example. Okay. We'll check in one of the book if there's an exercise here. Okay. I got one. So we have f of x, which is equals to 1 over x minus 3. So we need to derivate the following function. So we know that if you use quotient rule, um, let's say the answer is going to be, I think negative. Let me see, when you derivate that, they will multiply. I'm not sure if the value in the numerator, but we'll have a value in the numerator n over x minus 3 to the power of 2. So, but yeah, let's try and use first principle. When we derivate our function f of x now, it's going to be f prime of x. Therefore, it's equals to, but from first principle, it is limit h approaches 0. Then where there's x, we have to substitute x plus h. So I have 1 over, where there's x, we must substitute x plus h. So I have x plus h. It was all subtracted by 3. And then the rule says that we must subtract f of x, which is 1 over x minus 3. X minus 3. Then all divided by h. So we have a double division. So now the rest we need to do simplification. So in simplification, we can try and substitute h, but is that we'll be dividing by 0, and then everything is divided by 0. It doesn't give us the derivative. So we know that the derivative is not undefined, it is defined. So we need to define it. So in that case, with the numerator, we need to learn how to add fractions. or recall, not learn. We need to recall this is the base previous arithmetic. So we need to add the fractions in the numerator. So add the fractions in the numerator. So you just focus on the numerator, add fractions. And then the h will remain dividing the h. Now, when we add the following, we know that the LCD for the following, this denominator, it has to appear as an LCD, which is x plus h. When I multiply out, it's still 1, which is minus 3. And this one need to appear too, because if I say the LCD, this repeats itself once, it repeats itself once, this repeats itself once. So it must appear once in the denominator, x minus 3. But some says they multiply these two, so you can multiply 1, 2, and cross multiply. Still the same. With this one, you can apply that method of multiplying the denominators and cross multiplying the numerators by the denominator. So if we do that, we know that this multiplies the numerator. Or you can say the LCD divided by this LCD, we left with x minus 3, multiplied by the numerator. So it's x minus 3. This divided by that, we left with this, multiplies the numerator. Therefore, minus, then x plus h minus 3. So you can apply any method of addition of fractions or subtraction to say, doesn't matter. So we'll have limits. H approaches 0. Now we need to try and add the numerators. So I hope you see, let's try and let's not forget h. No? I think I'll flip the next page after. Please note that h is still dividing. Let me just put it here. In the next case, let's put it as a division on the other side. Let's put it on the other side. So, but though it's a triple division, but in case we're supposed to write h on this side dividing. So I'm looking into the space. Now, I'm looking into the numerator, x will be minus by x. And let me look into this. This is my minus 3 plus 3. It will go out, right? So we'll be left with h. It will be negative h. Thank you. So this takes out. This is plus, minus, takes out. So we're left with h. Then all divided by this denominator here, x plus h minus 3 into x minus 3. Please allow me to write this division in this format. The h which is dividing, because it's still dividing the whole fraction. So therefore, if you want, you can change the division sign into multiplication. H will go to the numerator. Or when you understand division of fractions, h divide h, 1 divides this fraction. We'll still get negative 1 over the denominator. But let me explain, because if the problem is longer, we'll have to apply it in this way. So if x plus h minus 3 into x minus 3, change the division into multiplication sign, we have 1 over h. So I'm taking it in the way as students how you like it, that when you change, it switches. And then you say you're cancelling, but we're dividing. So h is dividing h. Therefore, we'll be left with negative 1 times the 1 there. So we'll have negative 1 all divided by x plus h minus 3, x minus 3. So we are looking for a derivative. We still have to substitute the value of h now. At least it is more simplified, the function. So we can substitute the value of h. So we have 1 minus 1. Whereas h will substitute 0. I hope you see we'll have plus 0 minus 3 into x minus 3. And again, the moment you start substituting, please don't carry on writing the notation of limit h approaches 0, because this is specifying that you have to substitute the value of h. So the moment you substitute the value of h, you have defined the limit of the function. So I hope you see that we have negative 1 over. Then this is x minus 3 inside the bracket. I hope you see. So x minus 3 multiplying x minus 3 is just x minus 3 to the power of 2. So that would be the final answer. So our derivative of this function is negative 1 over x minus 3 all in all to the power of 2. Okay, hope it's clear and understandable.